Everything I know about Jada Pinkett Smith has been against my will. All jokes aside, the public has been begging Jada Pinkett Smith to stop sharing information that no one even asked for. For months now, celebrities themselves have also jumped into the conversation as they have also had enough of Jada and the information she has shared. Hello everyone, I'm Melanie with InformOverload, and today we are going to be discussing our top 10 celebrities that hate Jada Pinkett Smith. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe Jada will stop being a topic. Anyways, let's just jump straight into it. And at number 10, we have Stacey Dash. This actress who was in the film Clueless and so many others actually slammed the Smiths after they announced they were going to boycott the 2016 Oscars. And if you don't know why, well, in the majority of the Oscars categories in that year, there were not many people of color nominated, which pushed for a boycott by the Smiths, Spike Lee, and others. Stacey said Jada's choice to boycott was definitely questionable because the main issue isn't about the nominees or the Oscars at all, but rather Hollywood, because they haven't given many people of color the opportunity to perform in leading roles of that year specifically. Stacey actually calls Jada a hypocrite and thinks it's ludicrous that the Smiths, especially Jada, had announced their plans to boycott, especially because their family runs a production company, which we'll get into later on. And for number 9, we have August Alsina. No, we are not talking about the month, but rather the singer from New Orleans. He shocked the world when he hinted at a Will Smith approved entanglement with Jada back in 2016. Well, he revealed why he no longer could stay silent about the situation with Jada, as his personal life began to seep into his business life. And if he wants to stay away from those two sides mixing, maybe keeping a distance from Jada may help just a little bit. Jada actually shared with NBC News that after 2016, Will and Jada were tired of trying to work on their relationship, and that was just the beginning of their 7 years of separation. And it just so happens to be the same year she was involved with the entanglement. However, she later on admitted it was actually a relationship, as both her and August shared a lot of emotions and feelings for one another. And in 2020, August released a song titled Entanglement, which I assume you can guess is about his entanglement with Jada. Although some lyrics are a bit too much to share on here, one lyric I can share says, "Living like there's no tomorrow, met your boy with open arms," which actually refers to him sitting down and getting permission from Will himself to have spent some special time with his wife, which Jada later talked about saying that Will can't give permission because she's the only one who can give permission. And for number 8, we have Janet Hubert. Janet actually played Aunt Viv alongside Will on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but did end up speaking up about Jada and Will in response to Jada's video on why she plans on boycotting the Oscars in 2016. Janet refers to Jada as Miss Thing before saying, "Does your man not have a mouth of his own with which to speak?" and added how she found it ironic for someone who has made millions of dollars from those who they are trying to boycott because they didn't get a nomination or win, before adding that's not how life works. She went off, as she even said that the Smiths were a part of Hollywood and a part of the system that has been unfair to other actors, as they own a huge production company that only produces their friends, family, and themselves, which can be seen as hypocritical to many, as the whole Oscar situation had to do with the system of Hollywood and the lack of opportunities for people of color, which the Smiths have the resources for, but needed more opportunities. But instead of helping new and upcoming actors, they focus it on themselves and the people they know well. For number 7, we have Chris Rock. There's no way of escaping Chris Rock when it comes to Will and Jada's relationship dramas, and Chris wants out, especially after the infamous Oscars moment back in 2022 that shocked many, because Rock made a joke about Jada's hair loss and Will went on stage, slapped him right across his face. Will and Chris were also apparently friends before this, and now are definitely not on the best terms. Well, Chris had actually shared how he hates being constantly brought up in the Smiths family drama because he was another topic of conversation for Jada. She shared that there were divorce rumors circulating between Will and her all over the media, and that's when Jada claimed Chris Rock actually asked her out on a date after he mistakenly thought Will and her separated due to all the rumors. Her comment reportedly frustrated Chris because he wants Jada to keep his name out of her mouth, the same way Will wanted Chris to keep his wife's name out of his mouth. A source told Daily Mail that Chris hates that Jada keeps bringing up topics surrounding Chris, such as the whole date incident. I mean, I can't blame the man, because imagine waking up hearing the whole world talking about something you thought would be private and happened years ago. Definitely not how I would want to start my morning. And for number 6, we have Nick Cannon, the television host, actor, and father of 12, who was once married to the one and only Mariah Carey, has publicly talked about his feelings about Jada and even celebrated her Facebook talk talk show called Red Table Talk being cancelled by Facebook back in April. Her talk show was all about the apparent truth, which sometimes brought up things that many people in the public didn't think was necessary, such as the whole entanglement issue, her admitting she was forced to marry Will, and literally so much more. In fact, he also blamed Jada's talk show for the incident at the Oscars. Nick actually called the Red Table Talk toxic table and said good to the news of the cancellation. He said he doesn't want to know all the stuff about the Smiths, and this was speculated to be in the reference of a 2020 episode where Jada came clean to Will about her entanglement. Nick also discusses all the memes about Will and how they did not need to do all of that. It's clear Nick is not a fan of Jada at all. For number 5, we have Alexis Arquette. This transgender actress actually lashed out at Jada and Will back in 2016 after saying she will listen to the Smiths once they come out and admit how Will's first marriage ended, which was rumored to be because Sherry Zampino, who was Will's first wife, walked in on Will with another man. But Sherry has debunked these rumors before. Arquette shared a Facebook post that I unfortunately can't read on here, but you can find screenshots all over the internet because she did delete the post shortly after. But basically she goes off and even accuses Jada of being in the closet and calls the two hypocrites. And this was after the whole Oscars boycotting incident as well, which many celebrities on this list found questionable. For our number 4 spot, we have Will Smith, the man himself, who's obviously married to Jada, but many people have called out their relationship as many believe Will deserves better. I mean, Jada herself admitted she was basically forced into marrying him after falling pregnant and cried all the way down the aisle. Jada and her mother Adrienne have called their wedding day horrible because of Jada's behavior and even said before she never wanted to be married. Even the talk show The View has criticized Jada for always putting Will's vulnerable and humiliating remarks surrounding their marriage on blast and available for all of the public to see. Poor Will is a living meme after the Red Table Talk had an open conversation surrounding the two's marriage where he was seen crying, or should I say sweating from his eyes. And for number 3, we have 50 Cent. Not only is he a rapper, actor, television producer, and businessman, but also a free Will Smith supporter. He reposted a photo of Jada and captioned it something along the lines of how she reveals she sold a lot of substances as a teenager on the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. It's clear he has his frustrations towards Jada, but he has also pleaded for Will to be released from his partnership with Jada. You heard me right. He stated, "Alright, enough is enough. Free Will Smith." And this was due to the public's frustration of Jada constantly sharing things that many people believe shouldn't be shared at all, especially surrounding private matters, as it has also caused others who are not even involved with the family to be dragged into the topic of conversation without them attempting to be. And for number 2, we have Jada Pinkett Smith. Did I read that right? Jada made it onto her own hate list. This is because many believe what she has been sharing from literally her relationship information, relationship feuds, and maybe even what color she painted her toenails. Well, everything she has been dropping has been a part of sadness that she has experienced, which makes it upsetting because she's profiting off of the lowest part of her life. Many people call her a narcissist, and a YouTube video made by the creator Club Shay Shay was titled "Jada Pinkett Smith doesn't like Will Smith but loves his money." Obviously, as an outsider, I don't really know what happens in their relationship, but many do speculate the relationship is very one-sided, with Will obviously being the one side. And in our number 1 spot, we have Gabrielle Union. This actress was in hit films like Bring It On and 10 Things I Hate About You. One thing she did hate was Jada Pinkett Smith. In fact, the two didn't speak to each other for 17 years. Jada spoke to Essence about her relationship with Gabrielle, as she claims there was tension between the two every single time they saw each other, and there were moments that left bad tastes in both of their mouths. So the two, after 17 long years, finally called one another and tried to figure out why they were never on good terms, and that's when they put their finger on it. And the reason why they were feuding all these years was because, well, they don't even know, so obviously I don't know either. Before, Jada claims they were just young divas, and apparently after their phone call, it was a deeply healing movement for the two because they held onto stuff but didn't really fully understand why. Jada even said they are hurting themselves more than they are hurting the other people, so releasing someone and yourself is something to feel good about. I'm glad the two are able to get get closure and end the feud that was once started for no apparent reason. One relationship saved, at least 10 more to go. Every time I see any post related to Jada Pinkett Smith, the comments are just non-stop asking for the media to stop interviewing her, and many even say all the information they have gotten about her was not actually something they asked for. But especially because her new book Worthy was recently released, it seems like more and more outlets pick up on anything she's willing to share, which is just about everything. Well, we have made it to the end of today's video, and I would love to hear all your thoughts on Jada and if we missed anyone that you can think of on our list. And before you go, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more Jada Pinkett Smith content. Just kidding, just for general celebrity news of course. Thank you for watching, and I'll be sure to see you next time. Goodbye.